Hello YouTube and welcome back. Red Mud here, another gorgeous day in northwestern Zambia. Clouds in the sky, which means rain's going to come soon. Haven't seen rain for about 6 months. And hopefully some mud. Anyway, today we are doing some work on the Grizzly. Bit of a mess, it's all in pieces. But I've changed the oil. And we've got a nice new oil filter in there, giving it a bit of a clean. Also keeping an eye on this. I think I've got some oil that's weeping out of the cylinder head. Doesn't look too bad at the moment, but that mud is sort of sticky and tacky, so I'm going to be giving it a bit of a clean up. Also in the EHS airbox here, we're going to be changing the air filter. That's pretty filthy. And the other thing I'm going to do is I am going to be blocking off the AIS. Now this is the AIS port and it sucks air from inside the airbox through here, and this is the pipe. This is the pipe here which I've disconnected, and I trace the pipe all the way through. And it goes right in there somewhere, and into the top of the engine, and it sucks air into the exhaust, and that causes it to burn any unburnt fuel that hasn't burnt in the combustion cycle, and so it causes a popping and a crackling, and lots of people have reported it on YouTube. It's very annoying, and so what I'm going to be doing is using this to block it off. So it's been turned on a lathe by a friend of mine. Okay, it's 15 millimeters in diameter, and it's just over 15 millimeters long. The internal diameter of the pipe, there is 14 mil. I've measured it with some calipers. So this now will get shoved in there, and it'll block it off, and put a pipe clamp around it on the outside to hold it in place and stop it slipping or moving, although I don't expect it to move much. And then we're going to reattach the hose back onto this little clean bit here, this little pipe stub down there, and then we'll take it for a ride. I've got some before. I did some riding a couple of weeks ago, and I've got a before, which a little montage of the popping and crackling noise and how bad it can really get, and then we're going to take it for a ride, do a little montage of some afters and see what sort of difference it's made. Some people say it makes a big difference, others don't. I guess each bike is different. I suppose maybe if you've got leaks in your exhaust system, particularly down here, if you've got any air leaking in here, which is where the exhaust connects to the engine, then it's probably going to cause a lot of heat in this area of the header. I've got the stock headers on with the original heat shields. Okay, so these are all the original heat shields, and then here I've got a Barker exhaust, a straight through exhaust slip-on, just the single. I used to have the duals. You'll see that in one of my other walk around videos, but they're just generating too much heat, too much noise. And so I opted to go back to a single. The other issue I had with the Barkers was that the suspension reservoir here was too close to the second exhaust, which was sort of here, and it was heating it up, and it caused it to fail. There was just way too much heat. There would even contact, if you went over quite a big sort of jump, or if you had quite a big compression on the rear springs, the shock unit would actually smack into the exhaust, and it caused some problems. So I've swapped them back and gone for this, which I'm also very happy with. Noisy, hasn't affected the bike's power at all, so that's all good. Okay, so let's get this done and let's get back to riding and see what sort of difference it makes. Okay, so we're cruising along here. Road's pretty good. Surface is quite hard. A little bit of dust. As we start slowing down, you can start hearing this exhaust pipe popping and crackling. It's a very annoying noise. We're doing 55, 57 kilometers an hour. When we slow down to about 25, there we are, pop. Makes a pop. Sometimes it's well, usually it's a sort of soft, gentle one. But every so often you get a hell of a loud crack. Oh, the dust is unbearable. To the end of the dry season now. We haven't had rain for months and months and months. Everywhere is dusty as hell. Happens somewhere between 25 and 30 kilometers an hour. Over the few years that I've been riding this bike, to compensate for it, to try and avoid the crackling from happening, as I'm decelerating, I can sort of feel just as it's about to pop. And when it does that, I just give it a little pop on the throttle. And stop it from happening. Okay, so job done. It's sitting in here. There's just a little bit of a bulge just there. I'm running my finger. That's the end of it on the one side, just there, so it's fitting really snugly. You have to use a little bit of Vaseline to kind of force it in there, make it fit. It's not going to go anywhere, so I'm not going to bother with the other pipe clamp. I've put the original one back onto the end of the air box here. This is the edge of the air box. So from the top, that's all in there. AIS blocked off. Don't need to worry about emissions regulations. And so we'll take it for a rip now, and we're going to see what sort of a difference it makes. Okay, so we're back on that same piece of road that we rode previously, before I did the AIS block off. I completed that job a couple of days ago, and so this is a bit of an after ride. The job was quite simple, as you'll see in the video. But one of the things I noticed when I was reviewing the footage of the before ride, the pops and crackles didn't actually come out quite as loudly as I was expecting them to. When you're riding the bike, they're a real pain, they really are loud, but on the video you can hardly hear them. Anyway, I expect out when we do this piece of the ride. What I can say is that there we are, there's a few there. Pop, pop, pop. It feels like, or sounds like, the pops are a little bit more gentle. It is much more of a pop instead of a loud crack. They haven't gone away completely, and blocking off the AIS didn't have as much of an effect as I thought it would. I really thought, based on some other videos on YouTube done by some other people, that from what they had reported, the blocking it off was really made a big difference, and for me I don't think it's made that much of a difference. So I don't know what else I can do to affect it. Perhaps the fuel controller. I've got an EHS racing bullet box, and maybe I could dial that back a little bit. Obviously if you dial it back too far, not having enough fuel in your engine is quite damaging, so, and I don't really want to sacrifice too much power. I guess I'm just going to have to live with the pops and crackles. But you can see in these short bursts, I don't really get any popping and crackling at all. But if I've been doing longer, like this long straight now, speed up a bit, or slow down just by that marker post. Around 32 kilometers, I get a pop. Tend to come in 2s and 3s, pop, pop, pop. That's a bit of a rhythm to it. Previously it was around 23 to 26 k's an hour. It seems that it now pops a little bit higher up in the speed range, around 32. Some workers there getting organised. Not quite sure what they're doing, building something down there. So ladies and gents, that's basically it. AIS block off. Some people have had some great successes with it. I can't say I have, but it was worth a try. And all that remains is for me to say thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, as always. And I hope that you guys have a great day. And until next time, take care.